I'm glad to be here. Thank you for sitting through my presentation. Again, I'm Justin Wyatt with the Law Offices of Greene. This will be changing in about 2 weeks. It will be called no, I wish. Not quite. It'll be Ho and Associates, or it's called the Ho Law Group. So it'll be changing pretty quick. So you'll have new cards. Phone number's the same. This is my beautiful family, myself, my wife Kelly, and my 3 little boys. Spencer's 8, Brig is 5, and Lucas is 2. And again, heck no. Everyone's always like, you guys want to have a girl? We tried 3 times and struck out. We're done. We couldn't do it. But again, I want to talk to you about, I'm a personal injury attorney. Is about half the business that I do. I want to talk to you about that. Some of the types of injuries I take care of and I represent people for. Any type of vehicle accident, car, truck, motorcycle, commercial vehicle, even like go-karts, anything like that, golf carts, stuff like that. That's an injury in a vehicle. We can represent you for that. We also represent people for wrongful death claims. That's a death that's caused by someone else, by the hands of another, like in a car accident even, or, there's many ways, unfortunately, it happens, but they're sad, but there's always, generally there's a good recovery there. Pedestrian accidents, like I talked about earlier, kid in a crosswalk, or you're walking down the sidewalk, somebody takes off over a sidewalk and runs over you, we can help you recover for that. A premises liability case, that's like if you're in Walmart and you trip on something sticking out on the floor, or a shelf falls on you or something like that, or you slip on something on the floor. That's called a premises liability case. Those we can recover for as well. You're injured in somebody else's business. That's a liability for them. So we do those all the time. Medical malpractice. This is a little bit challenging, and it's kind of hard to recover for in Arizona, but it's big money if you can do it. If you're legitimately injured as the result of a malpractice action by a doctor or a physician or a medical provider, generally there's pretty good insurance that can help cover you and pay for your expenses and whatnot. So that's a pretty important one. Animal injuries is another one. Dog bites are the biggest one that we see in Arizona. Dogs, if you have a dog, just so you know, you are strictly liable if that dog bites somebody. 100%, you're on the hook, okay? So make sure your dog ain't biting nobody, because it's a bad deal. And make sure it's in your homeowner's insurance if you have a dog. Talk to Chelsea, she'll help you out. Or talk to Shar or whoever. But we do a lot of those. Horse injuries as well, we see quite a few of those. Assault and battery injuries, if somebody assaults you and beats you up, there's a crime there, but there's also a civil crime, and so we can pursue them for civil damages for the injuries that they cause you. Dram shop liability, that's one most people don't know about. You go to a bar and you get really drunk and they overserve you, or they overserve somebody, and that person goes out and causes an accident, we can actually recover against that bar or against that establishment, because they have a responsibility to manage their serving and not overserve people, and it's a pretty bad deal if they do that. The benefits of hiring a personal injury attorney, a lot of people they try to handle these claims on their own, and they can handle them, they can resolve them, but there are benefits to hiring me or a similar attorney. First of all, there's no out-of-pocket expenses. It's a contingency fee, meaning they don't pay me. I get paid at the end out of the settlement. They never write me a check. If we lose, if we don't make any money, they don't pay me any money. So there's really no risk. It's pretty nice that way. One of the other benefits is we do this all the time. We are good at this. We understand the laws. We understand insurance policies. We understand the statutes and the timelines. We can help navigate these little these scary waters, if you will. Insurance is challenging. It can be challenging, but with good advice and good guidance, you can get through it and get a decent recovery and pay for your bills. Knowledge and access to medical providers on a lien, that's an important one. Say you don't have health insurance and you get in an accident. How are you going to pay for your health care? You don't know. You're going to be in trouble. I can get you access to medical providers who will accept your treatment and treat you on a lien, which means if you recover, then they get paid. So you don't have any money out of pocket again. It's kind of nice that way. Medical bill and cost management, and then way less stress. These two kind of come together. One of the best benefits, I think, is when someone retains me, I take it all away from them. I say, all right, no one's going to call you anymore. You're not going to get any harassing calls from insurance companies or anybody. I handle all the medical bills. I take care of everything. Their only job is to heal, is to go to the doctor and get better. They deal with nothing else, and that's a great advantage, especially, like for example, I told you about this kid who got hit, in the crosswalk. His mom was just beside herself. They don't have health insurance. Her baby is injured, and I'm able to go in there and help them and just say, hey, you just take him to the doctor. Let me handle the rest of this, and we'll take care of everything. And so it really is a nice benefit for them. The ability to get fair compensation in negotiations. I negotiate every single day. That's what I do. I negotiate for a living. I am better at it than you, I promise, especially with insurance companies. And I know the value of a case. I can help, you know, if you're handling a case on your own, you can get a settlement. You can. I'm going to get more money than you will, like 99% of the time. Generally, we do better. Generally, it's 2 to 3 times more than an unrepresented person can get. So it's pretty effective. If we need to file a lawsuit, that's another thing I can do. I file lawsuits all the time. $319 in 20 minutes, I can file a lawsuit. It's that quick, okay? Sometimes that's the case if we need to pursue and prove liability. Say it's a contested liability. Who had the green light? Nobody knows, you know? We have to file a lawsuit generally to figure those out. Negotiate medical bills and put more money in your pocket. Once we get a settlement for you, that's half the battle, okay? We got the money, but you've got medical bills out here. I then go in and I work with those medical providers and anybody who has a claim on your money, and I say, hey, hold up. You know, Deanna got in a wreck. Deanna hired a lawyer. You didn't hire a lawyer. Why should you get paid every penny? You know what I'm saying? So I negotiate with them and I reduce those bills. Sometimes I can even get them waived down to 0, which puts more money back in your pocket. Doesn't put more money back in my pocket, it's only for you. So it's a really nice benefit. Most people don't know you can negotiate medical bills. I can negotiate medical bills. You may be able to, but I can. So injury, for a good injury referral, anyone you know, okay, that's legitimately injured in an accident of some sort or in a slip and fall or any injury that's kind of someone else's fault, I would be happy to look at and review. I can represent people, this is important, you guys probably didn't know this. I'm an Arizona attorney. I can represent people in most other states also, and I do all the time. I just wrapped up an Idaho case, I've got a Utah case right now, I've got a New Mexico case right now. I can do it. Certain states, California, I can't, but most other states I can work with and negotiate liens and whatnot, okay? If I can't do it, I have a network of good injury attorneys that I know that I can refer to, and I'll make sure they're getting a good attorney, because there's a lot of crappy attorneys out there, and you know, it's important to find someone that's good. This is important for everybody to know as well. Attorneys have special ethical rules. I can't call your people. I am forbidden from calling your people directly until they reach out first. They can call my office. If they don't get me, they can just, as long as they're calling, then I can call them back. But I can't just, if you give me their number, I can't call them. They have to make the first effort. The way around that is maybe you're sitting there with them like, hey, let's call Justin, you know, right there. Easy, right? But injury is only one of the aspects of the business I do. We're also we do business formation and representation. We're a litigation firm. We do a lot of business stuff as well. So why should I speak with an attorney? I'm just a small business. You guys are like, oh yeah, it's, you know, we don't need an attorney, right? This is why you shouldn't, right there. Say it with me, because getting sued sucks. It really does, okay? And it's very, very expensive. It sucks even worse if you're not prepared or if your business is not properly established. One lawsuit can destroy everything. It can last 3 to 5 years, okay? It can be devastating, especially for a small business. And small businesses often fall into the category of like, they didn't get set up properly, or they're maybe not following the rules right and they're in trouble. Okay. I can help you protect yourself and protect your personal assets and your businesses from exposure. I want to teach you guys something real quick. If you're a LLC, okay, there are rules. You cannot do certain things like buy your groceries with your business credit card, or you cannot intermingle funds. If you do that, you're essentially waiving the protections of the LLC. You get sued, they can come after you. They can take your house, they can take your car, okay? If you're a sole proprietorship, you should immediately form an LLC. There's no benefit whatsoever to being a sole proprietorship. You are 100% exposed. You get sued, you can lose your house. So think about that, okay? What we do is we review and draft agreements and contracts. If you've got business contracts that haven't been reviewed by a lawyer or you wrote them yourself, you're exposed, okay? It's worth a little bit of money now to prevent a lot of money being spent later. So if you have contracts that haven't been reviewed in the last 5 years or so, it's worth an hour or two with an attorney to just kind of make sure everything's good and protects you. We can help you set up an LLC or a corporation. It's really easy. LLCs are super easy. You can do it in like an hour. We can help advise you on what to do properly and what's not okay to do, such as like mingling funds and things like that. We can help you avoid being sued, and if you are sued, we can defend that lawsuit. That's what we do. We're a litigation firm. We're in the courtroom all the time. We can represent you in enforcing your contracts and collecting on money. You guys all know that sometimes collecting money is hard, right? Sometimes a letter from a lawyer is pretty effective because it scares people because there's some teeth behind it. We also do commercial litigation. We do disputes between businesses a lot. we're good. We've had great success. We just wrapped up a $3 million case in federal court in Tucson. Huge case. It was in the news. It was really exciting. We represent both the plaintiff or the defense. Small businesses, large businesses, we do it all. We're a pretty flexible firm. Okay. I also represent employment law. I represent people who've been discriminated against in their jobs, or maybe a wage claim. If they haven't, been paid fairly or timely, I can represent them, and there's some pretty good protections in place for that. I love my job though, guys. I really do. I get to help people. I get to help people. I get to put money in their pocket. I get to help them avoid exposure and end lawsuits and take away their burden. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, when results matter, all right?